Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my everyday like glowy skin makeup. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing how I do that, keep watching. Alright, so I started with primer and I did my brows really messy off camera just so I can show you how to clean them up and how I do like my everyday makeup because it's not super crazy. So first I'm going to start with the Light Infusion foundation, and this one is in the shade Natural Beige.
2.5 pumps, maybe 3.
And then I take a drop of like a face oil, and this is the Burt's Bees Complete Nourishment Oil. I really like this one. This one, I believe it has jojoba oil in it,
if I'm not mistaken.
So I mix that together. Sometimes I use a brush, sometimes I use my finger. It just depends like on the day really. But if I'm trying to go fast, like I don't waste time, like I'll just do it with my finger. And I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and then start blending on my face so I get like a more even distribution, so I'm not like going straight from here like dotting it, because I've done that before and sometimes that works for me, but for every day I like a more like less is more kind of thing. So I just go in like that and start rubbing on my face. This is really dark for me right now, but with powder and stuff I make it work. And that's especially why I want a thin layer, because it's too dark. So then I'm going to blend it even onto my ears and a little bit down my neck, just so it all blends.
I was so awkward, like, blending on camera.
But I really like this foundation. It's a luminous finish, so if you have dry skin, this is definitely a good foundation. And it lasts for a good amount of time too. I've been wearing it like non-stop lately.
I just like blend this down the neck. You know, hide the fact that I'm lying to people about my skin. Because I'm really pale right now. Really pale, especially for me.
And I have super dry skin, so that's why I do the oil and like a dewy foundation. So obviously if you don't have dry skin, if you have oily skin, don't put that oil in there, but you could still use the foundation. I think it would be fine.
But this definitely isn't like an oily skin kind of routine. So, sorry if you have oily skin.
Next, I'm going to go in with the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. This is another one of my drugstore faves. I have a hard time sometimes with like Shape Tape. If I'm really dry, like I cannot use it. It makes me look crazy. But when, you know, I put oil under my eyes and I'm a little bit more balanced, like I can use Shape Tape. And I use a light amount of powder with that one. And we'll get to powders in just a second, but I use this, and if my dark circles are really bad, then I'll go in with this Master Camo by Maybelline, and it's like just a color correcting concealer, and it's orange.
So that balances out like the blue undertones if you have like dark circles.
But today we're just going to go in with this because it's like an everyday. I don't really need to color correct for class, so. And then I'll put it under my eyes. Just like that. And it's pretty lightweight, so I feel like it looks like I'm putting a lot on, but it's not really that much. And then I just like touch up, you know, the spots that I need a little bit more, like my chin. I just like a little bit more coverage. So I put a little bit of that on there. I hate putting concealer right here because for some reason it always looks like just bad. Like it looks horrible sitting on my skin right there.
And I love how like it looks so pretty on my nose.
And I'm just gonna work this in under my eyes. This is just such a good everyday concealer because it's not super heavy, but it still has coverage to it.
Alright.
Okay, so now that that's on, I'm gonna like clean up my eyebrows with some concealer with a brush that looks like this. It's like nice and flat and dense.
Okay.
So I just go in with concealer, and then I take it down to like my whole lid, because this now is like my eyeshadow base.
And I just tap it out so it's like blended on my eyelid. Like I'm not trying to take the product off, like any product off, but I'm just trying to kind of flatten it out and blend it in to my skin so I can apply things on top of it, and so I can like set it with powder.
And same thing for the bottom. Just patting it in, basically. So, now that I'm concealed and I have my foundation on, I'm going to set it with, I'm going to set my under eyes with this powder. This is the Pure Translucent Setting Powder. I love this powder.
I hate the component. Like, if I had to suggest anything to Pure, not that I care about my opinion, but I would say change the packaging, because this would be my favorite thing ever if the packaging was different.
So, why I hate it is because this is supposed to be like a sponge. Like, this is the top and you unscrew it, and then this is a sponge that you're supposed to use. But it's so stiff, and like, how am I supposed to get under my eye, like in the corner with this?
That doesn't make any sense. So, I hate that.
And what I do is I just like put it on my desk. Where else am I supposed to work from when that sponge is the top, you know? So just pat out the lines that may have happened in that like couple seconds that we were getting the powder out. If you set a line in your makeup, it's going to be like permanently set. So it's not going to go away when you put powder over it. You want to get it out before you put the powder on. And then I'm just going to dip my sponge into the powder. And this powder doesn't have talc in it. So I noticed that like I can kind of like not bake. Like I'm definitely not going to be able to leave this on because my skin's so dry. But I can definitely like push this powder under my eyes without feeling super uncomfortable like with other powders. So I just take that powder under my eyes, on my eyelids, and just in like the creases of my nose, because that's where I tend to get lines. And I also like to put it like on my nose. It seems to work for me. And then any excess I kind of just tap around.
Alright, so we're done with this and this stupid ass lid. Oh, I hate it.
And then I'm going to take this Elizabeth Arden powder. This is called the Forever Glow Highlighting Powder. Okay. So I don't know if you're supposed to use this like as, like it looks like a blush, a bronzer, and 2 highlighters, but I don't use it that way at all. What I do is I take like a big fluffy brush like this, and I just swirl it around in everything. And I put this on my whole face, and it makes me just like have a little glow, and I really like that. Seems to work for me. And it just gives me like a nice glow. And then I'm going to go in with blush. This is the Ulta Beauty blush. This is their mineral blush. Their minimal
blush. God.
In Callalily, and it is so good. Like, it has a little bit of sheen to it, so...
I really like this blush.
And there's a time for matte blushes, but like...
I just don't know what that is.
And it's such a good color. It's not too peachy. And it's not too pink. I feel like it's really like in the middle. Peachy and pink. I don't know. And I kind of go heavy with the blush because it kind of fades on my skin for some reason. Then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush like this. All the sparkles came off, so it looks horrible, but this is a Real Techniques brush. And another Pure product, which is really surprising to me because I feel like I don't really like that many things from Pure. But this bronzer is amazing. Their setting powder is amazing. And their highlighter is really good too.
So I guess I do like a lot of things from Pure.
So I just do this on like the temples and like the cheekbones, anywhere the sun naturally hits. I like to look really tan, in case you guys didn't notice that, by my foundation shade. And then I take it down the neck. I'm so pale. But I don't think I'm going to get in a tanning bed anymore because...
I'm scared.
So then I'm going to take like a fluffy eyeshadow blending brush and dip into the bronzer. And I'm just going to take it down my nose. I know you guys are probably thinking, this is her everyday makeup with a nose contour? But, so next I'm going to do highlight. The Naked Flushed palette. This is one of them. This is in Secca. I think that's how you say it. And it's like this highlight shade in the middle. So I'm just gonna grab a little highlight brush. And this is Real Techniques brush. I don't This is called the setting brush. So I think they want you to set under your eyes with this, but
I don't do that, so. And I'm just gonna do my nose.
and when you do like a nose contour, you really want to be conscious of like where you're putting the highlighter on your nose, because you don't want it to be like wider than the contour, because then what you did with the contour doesn't make any sense. And then I'm just going to put this on the high points of my cheeks.
I actually really love this highlighter. I wonder if I make it in a single. Better for traveling that way. Not that I travel all the time, but I do a lot of weekend trips to Charleston and stuff, so.
Then for my eyeshadow, I'm just going to go in with the bronzer again. Oh my gosh, look how much I've used of this. And how did I only get it right here? Who hits pan on the side? So I'm going to take a fluffy brush, similar to what I used for my nose contour. And I'm just going to put this in the crease. This is basically like an eye contour, what I'm doing. I like having a little definition in the crease. So this is a good way to do it. Sometimes I'll even put like blush on my eyelids. If I forget like a makeup palette or an eyeshadow palette, like I'll just put my blush and my bronzer on my eyelids. And it kind of looks like, you know, just pink and brown eyeshadow. So actually, now that I said that, I'm going to take a little bit of this blush and put a little bit on my eyelid as well.
Oh, that looks so pretty. I love it. Whoa.
And then I'm going to go into this sultry here, the second one called Pearl, and just put a little bit on my finger and put it right in the middle of my eyelid. Tap it on just like that. And the same thing on the other side. I'm looking at my mirror right here, in case you guys were wondering what I've been doing this whole time. I love the way that looks. And then just a little in the inner corner. And again, I use my finger. Boom. And then I'm just going to use a mascara. And this is the Bad Gal Bang. This is a mini one. I tried the full size of it and hated it.
I hated it. But the mini is so good.
Because, like, I don't know, maybe less air is getting in it? I don't know.
It literally makes my eyelashes look fake. Like, they're so long. I don't even curl them.
And I've been loving, like, not doing any mascara on the lower lash line. I feel like I like how it looks kind of blank at the bottom. I think it makes, like, the concealer and all the work I did to, like, brighten up my under eyes look good.
So I just do top mascara, and that's just, like, the vibe I've been living for lately.
Okay. And then I take this Julep lipstick. It's, like, a mix between, like, a chapstick, lip balm, / lipstick. They've redone this since I've bought this, so they don't carry this one anymore. I'm sorry. But this is Poppy, and it's, like, a peachy, orangish pink, I don't know. And it's really sheer.
So I love it for like every day. And it's like kind of glossy looking, but it stays on really well.
And then I'll do a little of like the Mario Badescu spray. Oh my gosh, the light. There we go. This one is the Aloe, Cucumber, and Green Tea one. I really like the Rose Water one too. And the purple one, I just can't remember what's in that one. And then, you know, just fan it out. And that is like my glowy.
Super glowy, wow. Glowy everyday face makeup.
But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night or day wherever you are.